Good evening. From Bangkok tonight, Thailand's political landscape has been shaken once again. Former Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra, only months into her leadership, has been dismissed from office. The reason, a phone call with Cambodia's longtime leader Hun Sen, a call that has now triggered one of the country's most consequential constitutional rulings in recent years. The images captured earlier today show the moment she stepped down the stairs to face the waiting press. Calm, composed, but visibly carrying the weight of what had just unfolded, Paetongtarn Shinawatra approached the cameras and microphones. Her removal from office was not the result of an election defeat, but of a decision handed down by Thailand's constitutional court. The judges ruled that she had failed in her duty as head of government during that controversial call with Cambodia. At the heart of the controversy is a leaked recording, shared widely online in recent weeks. The audio revealed a candid discussion between Paetongtarn and Hun Sen, Cambodia's veteran political figure. What might have been intended as a diplomatic gesture soon became the subject of fierce legal scrutiny. Critics alleged she had spoken in ways that jeopardized national interests. Supporters countered that she was seeking to reduce tensions along a volatile border. Facing the press, Paetongtarn struck a tone of humility and defiance all at once. She said, "Firstly, I'd like to pay respect to judicial administration. I accept the Constitutional Court's verdict. As a Thai citizen, I would like to reiterate that my intentions were for the benefit of the country, not for personal gain, but for the lives of the people, including civilians and soldiers." Those words, spoken with deliberate calm, echoed across television and social media platforms. They reflected her effort to frame the dismissal not as a scandal, but as a sacrifice misunderstood, an attempt, she insisted, to protect lives at a moment of danger. For observers of Thai politics, this episode is both familiar and unique. Familiar because, once again, the Shinawatra name is at the centre of political crisis. Unique because Paetongtarn herself was seen as a new face, younger, less confrontational than her father Thaksin or her aunt Yingluck, both of whom were also removed from office by court rulings or military intervention. The Shinawatra dynasty has long been locked in a battle with Thailand's establishment. To some, they represent democratic legitimacy, with millions of rural and working-class voters behind them. To others, they embody corruption, nepotism, and populism that threatens the nation's institutions. Paetongtarn's removal deepens that long-running divide. But beyond family politics lies a deeper question: the role of the Constitutional Court in shaping Thailand's leadership. Over the past 2 decades, courts have repeatedly intervened, removing prime ministers, dissolving parties, and redrawing the political map. For critics, this undermines democracy. For defenders, it is a necessary safeguard against misuse of power. The Cambodian dimension makes this ruling even more sensitive. Thailand and Cambodia share a border often marked by disputes. Memories remain fresh of clashes in 2011 when fighting near the Preah Vihear temple left soldiers and civilians dead. For Paetongtarn to call Hun Sen directly may have been, in her eyes, a way to de-escalate tensions before they flared again. But for the judges, it was a breach of duty, a move that blurred the line between executive responsibility and national security. Inside Thailand, reaction has been immediate and polarized. The opposition hailed the ruling as proof that no leader is above the constitution. Government loyalists, especially in the Shinawatra strongholds of the north and northeast, see it as yet another example of political interference dressed up as legal judgment. On the streets of Bangkok, conversations are filled with uncertainty. Will protests erupt, as they have so many times in the past? Or will the country move forward quietly, resigned to yet another abrupt change in leadership? Internationally, analysts warn that Thailand's political turbulence could have wider implications. Cambodia, now led by Hun Sen's son Hun Manet, but still heavily influenced by the elder statesman, has yet to comment publicly. In Washington, Beijing, and regional capitals, diplomats are watching closely. Thailand is a central player in Southeast Asia, balancing alliances with China, the United States, and its ASEAN partners. Instability at the top raises concerns about policy continuity, particularly on trade, investment, and security cooperation. The personal dimension of this story should not be overlooked. Paetongtarn Shinawatra, at just 37, had taken office with a message of renewal. She presented herself as the modernizer who could bring together her family's loyal base with younger urban voters. Her calm demeanour and willingness to engage with regional leaders gave hope to supporters that she might chart a different course. Now, barely a year into her premiership, she joins her father and aunt in a political fate that has become almost a family tradition, not defeat at the ballot box, but dismissal by decree. For Paetongtarn herself, the question is whether this moment marks the end of her political career or the beginning of a longer fight. Her carefully chosen words today suggest she intends to remain engaged. By emphasizing her acceptance of the verdict, she sought to lower the temperature of immediate unrest. By stressing that her actions were for the benefit of civilians and soldiers, she reminded Thais of the stakes, lives, not just laws. The symbolism of her walk down the steps, poised, silent but determined, has already been replayed countless times across Thai television. For many, it captures the essence of the moment, a leader stripped of power but not stripped of voice. As Thailand braces for what comes next, speculation turns to succession. Who will replace her? Will the ruling coalition hold firm, or will rival factions seize the opportunity to push for a realignment? And how will this shape Thailand's future role in ASEAN, where regional unity is fragile and external pressures from global powers are intensifying? For now, the immediate reality is clear. Paetongtarn Shinawatra is out of office. The official reason, a single phone call. But the larger story is about the constant tug of war over who defines Thailand's path. Is it the voters, the courts, the military, or some uneasy combination of all three? As the sun sets over Bangkok, the image that lingers is of Paetongtarn's closing line, her insistence that she acted not for herself, but for the people. Whether history will see it as an act of courage or as a critical misstep remains to be judged in the years ahead. And so Thailand enters yet another period of uncertainty. Its former Prime Minister leaves office with words of loyalty, regret and determination. And its people once more are left to wonder, how stable can the nation's democracy truly be?
อย่างแรกเลยนะคะก็ด้วยความเคารพต่อกระบวนการยุติธรรมนะคะฉันขอน้อมรับคำวินิจฉัยของศาลรัฐธรรมนูญค่ะแต่ว่าในฐานะคนหนึ่งนะคะก็ขอยืนยันค่ะว่าขอยืนยันความบริสุทธิ์ใจนะคะความตั้งใจอย่างแท้จริงที่ตั้งใจจะทำเพื่อประเทศตลอดมานะคะไม่ว่าบทสนทนานั้นที่มันเป็นเสียงออกไปดิฉันเองไม่ได้ขออะไรเพื่อเป็นประโยชน์ของตัวดิฉันเองเลยนะคะก็อยากจะบอกพี่น้องประชาชนอีกครั้งว่าสิ่งที่สำคัญที่สุดที่ดิฉันยึดมั่นเสมอนั่นก็คือชีวิตของพี่น้องประชาชนไม่ว่าจะเป็นทหารเป็นพลเรือน